Hi all again. So forgive me, I wasn't able to upload the video yesterday. But in any case, this will be a short one, as I have told you, because we had just one video to watch. Some logistic things. It's one. CUNY is going to recess again, so there won't be classes from starting today till Wednesday, April 2nd. I'm just uploading this video because it was actually yesterday's class. So I won't be uploading any video on Tuesday, and I will see what we will do for Thursday, because Thursday we're resuming again. So when I first heard about this recess, I was like, well, is it really necessary? We were just getting back a sense of normalcy with this online thing, which is already chaotic. So it's like a stop and just resuming and stopping and resuming. But apparently, there are some students who do not have access to computers or internet, good internet, basically. So, and CUNY is giving computers, I think, I don't know, maybe 1,500 computers. So, if you need one, I will send you the information where to go, who to contact, and you can go and get. And meanwhile, it's also I will make use of this time just revising the syllabus and revising the assignments, and I will get back to you tomorrow or Sunday with some changes in the assignments or in the course. And probably today or at the latest tomorrow, I will send you guys what we will do for next week, Thursday. But for now, we have time for that. I just want to quickly, like shortly, address to the comments that you made to the video. Also, talk about the Paula's video that we were supposed to watch about her experience after having the surgery for changing her sex, and her telling that how different her experience in life overall compared to the time that he was a man. Actually, I think it's a very I think it's a the video is to the point, and she's a great public speaker, so it's also very fun and enjoyable. So let me get to the comments. Semi tells that, um, like speaking to the Audrey's points, she's saying we're not only trying to second guess the gender, but we have assumptions about that. Like once we second guess the gender, or we're sure that a person is a female or a male, then we have some assumptions, right? Semi is saying, and I think it's a very good example, we are more prone to call sweetheart or love or honey to, for example, small young girls. But whereas we tend to ask, for example, to the boys, oh, what do you want to do in life? Yeah. So there is this assumption specific to each gender. And also something I've never thought about this, and I really like this example. Semi is saying that there are diaper changes only in women's restroom. Yeah. So there is a huge debate on public restrooms. For example, we have in some places gender neutral bathroom restrooms. Yeah. But it's very interesting that we still have the diaper changes only in women's restroom, and this shows how this um, gender or assumptions around gender is ingrained in our psyches, right? It's like, oh, of course women will change the diapers, so we won't need diaper change rooms in men's restroom. So I thought it was a great example. Also, in your comments, there were some debates around transgender and transsexuals. So, I mean, I think the difference is transgender is a person who acts and behaves or wears the clothes of the opposite gender, and transsexual is a person who has been through the operation of changing their sex. But actually, I think this difference is not that important. What is important is to accept and to respect how people identify their selves. Yeah. So it's not important if the person has gone through an operation or if the person hasn't gone through an operation. It's just we need to kind of try not to assume or second guess the gender, which we will. I mean, because it's so ingrained and it's so culturally deeply rooted. But what we need to do is just to be aware of ourselves second guessing. Yeah, it's similar to the case of ethnocentrism. Yeah, if you remember what we were talking in the very beginning of the course, like, it's kind of impossible not to be ethnocentric because we know the norms and rules of our own culture and they are kind of normal to us. Yeah, but we can be aware and we can try not to act on our ethnocentric assumptions. Yeah, try not to act on our tendency or kind of like this urge to second guess the gender. Yeah, so I think this is important. And Robert, in his comment, was saying, so it's very much ingrained in ourselves, the gender differences and the way that we perceive one gender and another. He was giving the examples of like boys being raised with certain colors. For example, the color blue is associated with the boys, or the room of a girl is painted pink, and girls like I don't know, girls are more encouraged to do housework maybe or to play with dolls, for example, but boys are encouraged to like football. And then this kind of defines the way who we are. I think Paula's video, actually, this reminded me of a discussion that we had in my first session. So the session that I'm talking about is 9 a.m. class. If you remember when we were talking about the beauty norms and the urge or woman feeling compelled to conform with the ideals of beauty, and I remember the women in my class were saying, yeah, it's kind of a burden on us. Yeah, it's a burden in either ways. If you do too much makeup, if you do too less makeup, like, there is a changing invisible ideal that you're always trying to catch up with. I feel it that way sometimes. But men were saying, oh no, we don't believe that it's so much of a burden. Yeah, so Paula's video, I think, is making it very clear that there are being a man and being a woman is two different experiences. And if you've been a man throughout your whole life, it's very difficult for you to understand what women are going through. Yeah, because she is saying, I had no idea, and I'm so sorry that you've been going through this, and I really didn't know that. Yeah, so she's saying that I've been in both sides, and the person I am is actually the same. My brain is the same, my body is the same. I mean, her body looks differently maybe, but at the level of, I don't know, for example, her intelligence hasn't changed, but people are acting. She's saying, suddenly I feel like I've become more stupid because people are acting as if I'm more stupid. Yeah, so I think the very important message that from this video for me is the the point that she was saying, as people were acting as if I was more stupid, I began questioning myself more and more. I began asking to myself, oh, am I really not intelligent? Am I not really good enough? And that shows that the gender inequality is not only a system that puts oppression, pressure on us, but also this system deeply defines the way that we perceive ourselves. Yeah. For example, I mean, just an example from my life. I was always a kind of a good student throughout my, like, I don't know, high school, but I always second guessed. I always had doubts. I was always thinking and feeling, oh, I'm not actually good enough. The reason why I did well in this class because I had luck, you know. And if I wasn't doing well in a class, and that kind of became all my reality, and all um, kind of that negative comment, one negative comment became the way that I identified and perceived myself. And as I was more aware about this gender issue in college, I saw that actually the reason why I was feeling not good enough because the society was always expecting me to become a good wife and a good mother in the long run. Yeah, the society's expectations. For example, my grandmother still say me like, "Oh, when are you gonna get married? Or isn't this education enough?" So it's like, oh, okay, you can get educated and you can get a good job. It is good, but your priority should be to become a good wife and a good mother. That's why, like, having those messages from the outside and trying to become successful in school, it's just, I was like, I'm not doing the right thing. That's because that's why I was feeling not good enough. Yeah. So it's interesting because it kind of defines your psyche, and it's really not easy to combat with. But I think understanding the roots and understanding that this is a societal thing, this is not me, this is, it doesn't mean that women are not good enough, are not powerful enough. Once you acknowledge that, you are in a road to become more, I don't know, for example, confident, in my case. And that shows, that also speaks to the way Paula was kind of understanding the gender. For example, a boy in my class would not have that difficulty, yeah, would not have that lack of self-confidence or lack of feeling not good enough. Therefore, he has the privilege, or he's standing, or he's beginning from a point ahead of me, yeah. So it's more easy, it's easier for him. That was my example. I would like to hear your examples, or I would like to hear what men think about this. Because Paula was saying in the end of the video, like, I feel like men are feeling a bit uncomfortable now. So I would love to be in the class and see the reaction. Actually, it's always a good discussion when we see this movie, this video in class. Yeah, I think that's about it. I Yeah, I will send you the readings for next week, readings and videos. Also, if you're having difficulty in like any health problem or any kind of problem you're having, problem with catching up the course, just write to me. I I have time and I would love to be in contact with you. Yeah. Stay safe, take good care.